what would be the one thing that you could suggest or tell them or advise them to start doing, that even the most difficult or sort of hardest rocks to turn over would see some kind of improvement or some kind of change? What would be the one thing that you could recommend them to do or to start thinking about?
I've got two.
Oh, okay. Give it. Bring it.
So I would say, first of all, is that when we're not present and we don't have self-awareness, we give power to everything outside of ourselves. So, and that also means the responsibility and also the blame lies outside of ourselves. So it's because of this business, because of that boss, because of the market, because of the pandemic, etc., etc. And it's really important to acknowledge that actually you don't have control over any of those things outside of yourself. The only thing you have control over is how you think, how you feel, and how you react. Everything else you influence, and you might not even be able to influence. So it's important to acknowledge agency and autonomy. So that's the first thing that I would do with them, help them recognize that they disempower themselves by only looking outside of themselves, and all of the power is within inside of themselves. And the second thing I would say is, because linked to the first, which is why there's two, because you cannot control events, situations, other people. You can only control your perspective on events, situations, and other people.
Right.
Then what we want to do is to teach you that the way you see the world is not necessarily how it is. That actually you have a lens in front of you. And we know this neurologically. Our eyes do not work like cameras. Our minds make cognitive leaps and fill in the gaps neurologically. So first acknowledgement that you are constantly looking through a lens. And that's totally fine if you know there's a lens there. When you know there's a lens there, you can take the lens off and look at it and go, is this helpful? Maybe this isn't helpful. Maybe there's another way of looking at it. Let me try another lens, right? And when you open your mind in that way and acknowledge that you are fundamentally biased, and that's not always playing to your advantage, but if you can acknowledge that there's always multiple other perspectives, and if you can look at the different perspectives and find the one that energizes you, that motivates you, that helps you live your life in a better way, then that is the secret to life. If you think of now his name escapes me. It's gonna go. Viktor Frankl. Thank you, Viktor Frankl. Of course, it all comes back. Man's search for meaning, because no one can argue with this. Like, who has had to deal with the most atrocities ever in the concentration camps of the Second World War? His whole teachings are all about perspective, ultimately, and meaning, and the meaning that we overlay onto things. I really believe this is the secret of life. That if we can learn to control and manage our thinking and our perspective, it will fundamentally change our experience of our life. Because we can't change anything else, but we can change how we perceive what happens.